I want my hair to grow, but I want to be on Beyonce vibes because this is the first time I've decided to, play around with color for real. So I'm just like, have to learn how to take care of it while it's colored because when it's just me, it be, I look at the old pictures, I go, wow, look at her. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Kyrie Rashid Show. And I'm so glad that y'all decided to come back for more. So, what's up? Happy New Year! New Year, new me, new bitch. No, no, I'm just kidding. Um, we're always elevating here, around here. So I'm not really like a New Year's resolution type of gal. I just, I'm goal oriented, I would say. But as far as like when the New Year's ending, I'm not really like locked in on like, okay, this upcoming year I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? It just comes as it needs to come. What else? I don't know. Coming off this big old holiday break and that type of jam, it's felt like, okay, real life is gonna have to start. And it's been criminal how Christmas and New Year's was like dead in the middle of the week this year, and you still was just supposed to go back and like vibe. So I don't know. The New Year's here. I'm still me. I'm still here now. And I'm back. Oh, I got a haircut. That is what's up. And I got a haircut not because I wanted to, but because I had to. Shout out to Mariah. Because I got my new color, I got it retouched up, and then curly head people, if you can relate, like when your hair's curly, you can't really tell the dead end. So my shit is like healthy, but then she straightened it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be bald. So I was a little bit nervous, but yeah. So she cut it when it was straight. She took like probably like 2 inches off, and then cut it when it was curly, so it had a better shape since I'm always wearing it like that. So yeah, but anyways, this episode, I think we're just going to focus on like some goals I actually did come up with. I actually did come up with some goals, but still no like resolutions, new year, new me vibes. Let's tap in. So, what had happened was in the past, my first year in Ireland, I believe, I listened to this podcast, Slay Girl Slay, shout out to them, and she put on there like this blueprint manifestation. So it's like old. It's old as shit. But I think I did it for the past 2 years. Is it 2 years now? I still ain't did it yet, but I'm gonna do it. Like basically it's a podcast and it's about goals and it's similar to like, I don't know, we did this like kind of in the classroom where you like basically make a sentence and then you make it a better sentence and then you have to make it even better sentence. You know what I mean? Like that, but it's with goals. And she calls it like the blueprint manifestation. Um, yeah. So I've been doing that for the past years. So I still need to do it. I'm not tapped in yet because I got to listen to the podcast and at the same time be writing. You know what I'm saying? I can't just listen to it and then go about my day. I have to listen and be attentive because she basically makes you say, okay, I want to be a millionaire so freaking bad. Like that's your first sentence. And then like, okay, but think bigger. Like, how are you going to get to there? I want to be like, she makes you get specific about what the fuck you mean. Type shit, type shit. And I need to go actually and look back on what I said. I know some of them didn't come true. Uh, I know some of them didn't give what they was needed to give, but I don't remember what else I said. So I know they're gonna shift a little bit in like how my life has, shifted. At this point, I thought I was gonna be overseas still, but I'm not, and that's just a reality. So like the way my brain has thought about life and my future has shifted. So I'm just really interested in that. So that's one thing I wanted to bring up. And I just been thinking about stuff like I don't know. Yeah, so when I turned 25, I don't believe it was just like you 25, but then the months went on and things of like being a big girl, being an adult. Like I'm like, I can't believe I'm an adult and I'm actually doing this shit. Just really started to click. I'm like, I had to buy license plate. Like that's one of those things like I was never told about. Or like who really talks about that? I just learned buying license plates or renewing registration, everything is different state by state. I've been talking about it with my friends. I'm like, Nina, you had a car all throughout college. I ain't never seen you had to do nothing with registration in your plates. You ain't never said nothing about this, so I don't understand why you didn't tell me. Whole time she didn't found out a little loophole where she didn't have to do it. Then I got another friend. I was talking to her. She's like, oh yeah, it's different. We don't have to renew it until like, I think she's like 3 years. Colorado, it's every year. Oregon, it's like every 2 years. I'm like, bro, are y'all for real right now? And I'm like, but apparently it goes down every year. So I'm like, okay. Then I'm like, but I'm still confused because I got this friend. We're not gonna put her out on Fun Street, but like when we were in college, she was switching them plates out like it was nothing. And she said it cost only like $20 to switch them plates out. Because you get on the campus and you got too many parking tickets and shit. She was switching them plates out for $20. So then I'm computing. I'm like, how does one pay this much for these plates? You know what I mean? I don't get it. So that's just one of the big girl things. I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing these types of things. Or you see the TikToks and you see like the social media where it's like, oh, me still looking around not like ashamed, but like really like, oh my God, so and so is pregnant. And I'm 25. Everybody's grown now. And I'm still like, oh my God, can you believe that they're pregnant? Because if we was in high school, it'd be like, oh my God, like they're pregnant. It's for real. But it still is like this essence in me now where it's like, I could not imagine being pregnant right now. I look at my sisters, plural, because both of them kids. I'm like, mm-mm. I wake up, I say, thank you, Lord. I go to bed, I say, thank you, Lord. And then I know they probably do that too. But then you got the baby right next to you too. You got to worry about the baby. You know what I mean? So it's just stuff like that where I'm like, I can't believe I'm an adult and I'm doing adult things. But I still could be more of an adult. I don't want to be. But I'm still an adult. Like my mind hasn't shifted. Like you're grown. Like watch out when I'm grown now. It's not giving. It's not giving. Anyways, supposed to be talking about goals, but I was on the phone with my godmom and I was just like talking about like stuff within the next year, like, or I guess I've set like outlines mentally in my head about where I want to be at in life, type of bread I want to be at, like where I want to live at. And as I've made this move out to Colorado, I just was talking it up. I'm like, yeah, I think in 2 years, 2.5, 3 years, like that's like average goal. Like before I'm 30, I could live in my own apartment, like a nice one. You know what I mean? Like a nice one. But then I'm like, if I'm being ambitious, I think I would do it in a year. You know what I mean? I could do it in a year. But that's like ambitious. And she's like, no, I think these are good goals to have. And I didn't even think of it as a goal. I was just talking shit. I was just chatting it up. Like, when I think about it, I'm like, that's one of the things in my life that I've yet to do. Like I'm still young and turned, but like I've never like lived on my own. And then Melissa was like, that's one of the things, like, to be honest, you don't need no, extra this and that. It's just you. Like this is one of the staples of growing up. Like you get your own little apartment, like you could do a studio, da, da, da. But I just want to be like, I be wanting to live in the places with all the amenities and stuff. Which I could do that in the studio. And I don't need that much space anyway, because it's just me. It's just me. But then when I be talking to people about it, I was on a group FaceTime call. They was like, we might not even hear or see from Kai again if she lives on her own. And I'm like, yeah, That is factual because, it's just me. It's just me. But I'm like, that is one of my goals that I've just been talking about. Like, I'm going to be living on my own very soon. So if I'm just like thinking about like average, like 2 to 3 years, yeah. But if I'm being like ambitious, like a little over a year, that would be one of my goals to live on my own. And it's like, it's no shade to the people I've lived with, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, that's just all, I just always want my own shit. Like, you feel me? I just always want my own shit. And I'm taking steps to have my own shit. But I want to be in my own shit. I want to come home from the day and just be my own shit. Like, Nina just got her own shit, living in her own apartment. She was just living with her bro. Now she got her own shit, and she loves the vibe. I'm like, I gonna get on that vibe. I'm getting on that vibe because especially during the day, and the working people know you come home and you do not want to talk. That's why I can't have kids. I gotta come home and I gotta talk. I don't have any words. I was having a conversation and they go, Kai, well, what is it? Do you just like not like talking? And I go, no, that's not the case. It's like circumstantial. But like, I do love to be in my own company, like just to be left alone. I don't need to go anywhere. I can just do me. No one's in my way. I'm not thinking or like worried about what others are doing as much. You know what I'm saying? Like if the house is dirty, it's on me. It ain't on nobody else. And if you know what I'm saying? Like if I don't want to put no dishes up, I'm gonna leave the dish in the sink. But then I'm gonna be mad at myself because I didn't put the dish in the sink. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. I be thinking about. I'm like, you know what? It's time. I don't got the voice right now. Oh my god, yeah, I don't got a voice. We had games this weekend, but yeah, it's time. And then on top of that, like being in the apartment, it's like I've always like imagined having my own shit, my own shit. But I just, I guess I never thought it was possible, really, even though I've imagined and dreamt about it since a young buck. But now, as my life has continued to move a little bit, you feel me? I have been able to see that it is possible. It's possible. It's possible. Impossible. Impossible. Yeah. It's possible. I'm spitting. Possible. Yeah, so I just feel like as I've starting to grow a little bit and like with my goals, I think I don't make goals usually in my life until I feel like it's attainable. Like I think about them, but I don't really put the pedal to the metal unless I feel like it's really attainable. Getting my own apartment in this point, in this moment in my life, feels like it's something that's very attainable. And I don't feel like Big Dog gonna put that on my heart if it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And it's been in my heart since a young bull. So it's always been attainable. But it's just really been up to me to switch my mindset on what type of, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, if I believe that I could do this, then I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to be able to do it. So mark my words. One day I'm going to come back on this camera and be like, she got her own house, got her own, word, you a bad, if you ain't on, sit down, INDEPENDENT, do you know what that means? That's gonna be me. Mark my words. Two, I just think, so it's just been like financial goals, right? And I ain't never really had no money, so like when you get a little bit of bread, you don't really know what to do with it, but also it's like you get the people who ain't had no money and then they get their money and they spend their money, and then you get the people who ain't had no money, get that money and be scared they're gonna lose all the money again. Me, that's me. And like we talked about, I'm not big dog yet with the money. I'm not big spender. But it's like a lot of times I have to be forced to go and enjoy the fruits of my labor, if you will. But I just also know myself, like, if I'm gonna go out to eat, I'm going to go out to eat and I'm going to get what I want to eat. Otherwise, I'm not going out to eat. I will just eat at home. But if I'm going to go out to eat, I'm going to get, if it's expensive, I'm going to get it. You know what I mean? If I'm on vacation, I'm going to have it. I'm going to drink it. I'm going to have the meal that I would like to have. Um, that's why. But also, the good thing, well, I'm glad the Lord has placed. I'm not a shopper for real. I would like to be a better shopper because I need a better wardrobe. But like, I get tired. I don't want to try on a bunch of clothes and do all this, and that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a big shopper in that way. Like we just talked about, I will meditate on something for a very long time before I go get it, or like if I feel like I need it. There's certain things like I will break the bank a little bit for, like my hair products. I'm gonna go ahead and spend it. My skincare, my oh, not just face skincare, my body skincare and the way my skin's set up. I'm gonna go ahead and get the products that are necessary. I can't be putting cheap stuff on my body. My body says no to cheap products. You feel me? What else? I'm not really a big nail person or eyelash makeup. Like, I'll do my nails at home, but like every once in a while, I'll get my nails done. What else will I spend? I will spend on some food. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna get it. So, food is a big one. Things that I feel like I don't know what else I'm gonna spend on. There's another one I feel like I'm missing. Hair, I'm gonna spend it because I do my own hair. You know what I'm saying? I would like to take care of my hair. Um, I don't know. I buy books, but I'm not just buying a bunch of books and not reading them. I finish and then I buy another book. You know what I'm saying? Like I just buy another book. I used to spend money on coffee, but that's mostly when I was overseas. At home, I just make coffee at home. Just make that shit at home. But even when I was overseas last year, I started making that shit at home. So I'm lying. It would just be like a luxury to go get a little coffee drink. Um, damn, is that it? Like I would spend money on shoes, but I don't. I don't know what I spend money on, y'all. Them is it, but I thought I spent money on more. On more. I do. I'm gonna figure it out. But I just feel like if I'm gonna spend. I don't spend money on trips or nothing either. But yeah, so there's just very few things I just spend money on. But if I do decide I'm gonna spend money on it, I'm gonna do it with like it is what it is. Like this how much it costs. Oh, I don't care because I'm not getting no cheap stuff. I came from the cheap, skin ashy bumps. I'm not doing that no more. I'm gonna take care and put all the products that I need on my body. So maybe like a product tour, but I don't be stacking them up either though. So, anyways, that's a tangent because I just want to be more focused on my finances and how I'm breaking them down and dividing it and spending it because I don't necessarily keep track of my spending because I know I'm not spending a lot, but I just want to be more aware overall on my finances, like how much money I'm bringing in. I'm learning a lot more about taxes, um, how I'm like you know, putting money into my savings account versus keeping the money in my, checking and business account, versus putting the money in the stock market. And like the stock market is bad right now. How do you decide to do that? You know what I mean? So I just want to be more aware, like when I get my checks, it's like in the past, I just would like do whatever my brain said instead of like being smart about it and how much um, I decided to put in the savings account versus like, oh, I got this much left to spend. I just want to be more budget aware of that. And I've also had more bills or things that I have to pay for. So I got my phone bill, but I've been paying for that. But it used to be the only thing I'm paying for. Phone bill, rent. Now I have car insurance. That's like three things right there. Um, my Apple Music, that's another thing. So I'm like, but I've been paying for Apple Music. Um, yeah, so I just am like, oh, so you're starting to rack up a little, like, not slowly but surely, like more things that you have to pay for. So you need to make sure you have this much at least to pay for all those things. All these bills cost this much. This is how much you have left. This is how much you can spend. This is how much you have in your savings. And then we talk about taxes. It's like you also, I'm learning you have to save for your taxes. You have to save money to pay off your taxes. Like, who knew? Because the whole time it's like I ain't really been paying no taxes for real, and hopefully I really don't gotta pay no taxes for real. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? There's just a lot, like it's the big girl vibe. So I just, that's one of my goals. And now what I've been doing for the past, I think like 3 weeks officially, like I've actually like been breaking it down in percentages of what goes here, what I keep there, that type of jam. You feel me? And then on top of that, I want to save like a certain amount by the time the year is over. Because some people are blessed and, you know, have had savings, or the parents were saving for them, or they left college with a bunch of savings. And I left college with a little change, you feel me? But ain't nothing grand. Nothing grand. And I'm like, is that my fault? Or is it because, I don't know, I had to switch some stuff around in the middle of it to get my financial aid. And then it went less than what I was getting. I'm like, dang, dang. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's another goal that I have. Those are the two main ones I really thought about in depth. So those are like bang bang. When I think about like more loose goals, I mean I'm trying to hoop again. I'm trying to hoop again. Um, I'm gonna take a mental break from that, but we can get into that later. I want my hair to grow, but I want to be on Beyonce vibes because this is the first time I've decided to, play around with color for real. So I'm just like, I have to learn how to take care of it while it's colored because when it's just me, it be, I look at the old pictures, I go, wow, look at her. Look at her with those inches. I mean, I still got inches. I'm not bald or nothing, but I want to be able to take care of my hair while still be like dying and stuff. And I'm learning how to do that. I'm learning how to do that. So now what? So now what is that? I believe, I don't think it sparked like consciously, but maybe subconsciously. I walked into the gym one day and I was chatting it up with one of the people who work at the front desk, and like they know Calais because she works there or whatever. And they're like, oh, where's she at? I'm like, she's on vacation. Da, da, da. I'm like, oh, you didn't get no invite? I'm like, listen, that's not my level. I'm not there yet. And then he was like, well, how long do you think it's going to take you to get there? And I'm like, ooh, that's a good question. I say, give me 5 years. Give me 5 years. So when I'm 30, and that's like, I'm more ambitious, so I think I could get it done beforehand. But I'm like, give me 5 years on the safe route. Safe route. And he's like, okay, all right. So I'm like, maybe subconsciously this sparked all these things because that happened like a month ago when they said that to me. And I was like, oh, well, how long do I think it's going to take? And I also like to make sure I'm being realistic in the goals I'm making. I'm also thinking about, we have our kids do these goals about things they would like to accomplish, for their basketball or their mental or their speed, whatever. And we like to try to make sure they're tangible and they are realistic. So sometimes our kids go, I want to make 500 shots every day. And we're like, every day? Don't you have to go to school and then you have to come practice? How are you getting up 500 shots? And you know how long that's going to take you if you're at the gym by yourself? Let's really think about it. So sometimes I want to make sure, or maybe I'm too cautious. Like maybe I just need to think bigger, bitch. You got to think big, think small. So yeah, I'll be on the safer route because I don't want to be unrealistic and then be mad that I didn't get my goal. You feel me? I don't want to be mad about that at all. What else? So now we're being more accountable, more aware of my goals, I guess. Um, I haven't made no vision board yet. I do want to do that, but I ain't got no magazines, bro. How you doing these days? Because back in the day, you just had the magazines just sitting there, on the coffee table. Like, we don't got no magazines no more. Everything's in the digital age. We not doing no magazines. So how people be doing that now? We could just add that as an extra question at the end. Because, yeah. Um, yeah, we're being more accountable. We're stepping our foot into that goal a little bit more. And then it's like, it's going to be okay if you don't achieve it. Then you'll just adjust. Because that's the same thing I told my kids. Same thing I told my kids. Because we talked about our goals. And I said, did we achieve those last month? Did we actually do those goals? Raise your hand. Some of them didn't have their hand up. I said, okay, so now that we've made this goal, we just adjust. We just adjust. And yeah, we got more goals to come as I go. I think there's more focused appointed to these goals. And I just also wonder if I'm going to be able to achieve the ambitious goals. Like, if in a year from now, I'm in my own apartment, that's going to blow me in a great way. Like, that's going to blow me. I'm like, wow, if that happens. Um, the amount that I would like to save, I'm just going to still be like, wow, even though I feel like that might be a bit more attainable. But if I like surpass it, I'm like gonna be like, wow, I can't believe you did that, girl. Because one thing about me, once I put that little change in the savings account, I do not touch it. I don't touch it. It is what it is. I don't touch it. So yeah, them is my little revelations, if you will. So I have a question. And my question is just simple. Do you have a New Year's resolution? If so, what is it? What was it? And if you don't got one, why you don't do one? Cause me, I just I'm just not into the whole New Year, New Me vibe. It also is like I'm not waiting to the year to like make a change. Like sometimes I used to be the one when I was in like high school and stuff. I'm like, all right, at 6 I'm gonna start, and then I'd be on my phone and 6:01 come. I'm like, shoot, I can't start now. At 7 now I'm gonna start, and I would do shit like that, and it was like it's funny now thinking about it, but I'd be like, I do like mental notes in my head, like, okay, at this time you done, you done. And I've gotten better. I won't go the whole hour now and be like, oh, you got another hour to yourself. Because I'm like, I don't have time to do that anymore. But yeah, that is the question I have. That is my episode. This is the Kyrie Rashid Show. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for supporting. Shout out to y'all. That's it. That's all. Let's wrap it up. Um, I know I'm supposed to have like an outro, but I don't remember it right now. So get at me. Hey.